Hi, I am Mrs. Sarah Aniwen. I am your relationship therapist. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to choose your life partner. If you listen today in the whole world, there is trouble everywhere concerning marriage. Everybody's crying. My husband is not treating me right. My wife is not treating me right. There is something that caused it. And that is what I'm going to be teaching you in this video. And you're going to be thanking me later. And what are those things? What are the things you need to consider before you're going to say, I will marry you? Before you're going to say, will you marry me? Please come close and listen. And what are those things? The number one thing is love. Oh yes, when Adam saw Eve, Adam said, this is the bone of my bone. That is to say, this is the one I love. I can feel it. I can see myself inside of her. She is mine. I love her so much. It is not those love that you feel for just your little body chemistry. You feel this one is my husband. No. There is something that is called your missing rib, your soulmate, your heartbeat. If you see a man that is your husband, you will know. If you see a woman that is your wife, you will know, because your heart will beat for this person. There is this thing I used to tell people. If you see somebody that your heart beats for, nobody tells you. You don't need to be telling the man, why did you not call me yesterday? You were supposed to call me now, but you didn't call me. His heart is not beating for you. Such a person is not your husband. The person that is your husband, the person's body will always remind the person that, I have not called this my love. I have not called my love. The person will feel like talking to you 24 hours. So you don't need to be begging somebody, you have not called me for 3 days now. His heart is not beating for you, my love. So love needs to be considered. Your heart beats. And what is the second one? The second one is completion. Oh yes, maybe you've not heard of this before. Completion. You need to complete somebody who is your life partner, either your wife or your husband. You need to complete this person. In other words, it's called compatibility. The two of you need to have the same likes and dislikes. What you like, this person must like. What you hate, this person does not need to like it. That is completion, compatibility. Adam said, he didn't just end in saying, this is the bone of my bone. He went ahead and said, this is the flesh of my flesh. In other words, this one completes me. I have peace with her. I have hope in life with her. She's the one I will remember, and I will think well, and I will relax well. She completes me. In other words, she gives me peace. That is to tell you that anybody who is your husband or your wife, when you see the person, you're seeing peace. I'm not talking about joy. No, joy is temporal. I'm talking about peace. Peace is inbuilt. Do you know that love that you're craving for, I love him, I love him, I love him. If you love someone and the person does not complete you, the love is not going to last. Because love is emotion, but completion is peace, is inbuilt, it is peace. So if I ask you, that man that is asking you, will you marry me, will you marry me? For the little time that you have spent with him in that relationship, what does he give you? What do you feel when you see him? Do you feel peace or you feel pain? Do you feel joy or you feel resentment? What do you feel? This must be considered. Just ask yourself. You don't need to miss a relationship therapist. Should I marry him? You need to know by yourself. What do you feel when you see him? Does he give you peace? I'm not talking about joy. Joy is temporal. Joy is those things that you see when you go out and a man buys you things. You just love him and you are happy. I'm not talking about happiness. I'm talking about peace. And what is the third one? The third one is maturity. The man has to be matured. The woman has to be matured. You don't just stand up and marry somebody. See, let me tell you, women. Do you know why that man that you married today, that you don't respect it, you don't submit to him? It's because that man is not matured. That is why you can't submit to him. Because he is not giving you, the man, it does not make sense. That is why you cannot submit to him. He's not matured. Paul said, When I was a child, I think like a child. Now that I'm grown up, I think like a matured man. That man, you are not submitting to him because that man said things that he does not make sense in the things he does. It's not reasonable. That is why you are not submitting to him. Because when that man talks, you feel like a little child of 15 years is talking, and yet this man is 45, he's 40, and it's not making sense. That is why you are not submitting to him. So you need to marry a man who is matured. Do you know that when you marry a man who is not matured, you will be scared when you are outside. You will not be bold to allow him talk. You will be scared of what he does the next minute because you know that this man will be talking off key. So it will be hard for you to submit to him. And this man is going to drive the whole of the family to the destination of where God wants your family to be. He's the one to drive it because everybody is going to submit to him. So you need to marry somebody who is matured. Somebody that when he talks, oh, you know that my husband is talking. Not that when he's talking, you'll be calculating your brain. Oh, I hope he's making sense. You need to marry a man that is matured. A man that is matured is the man that will give you peace at home. A man that is matured is that man that when he's married, he now knows that we are two. It's not going to be mine. He will change his language to ours. And this is because this man is matured. It takes a matured man to know that when he is married and when children start coming, perhaps you have 4 children, he should know that the setting of his house shouldn't be like when it was him alone or when it was the two of you. There's going to be changes. It takes a matured man to know that. And that is number 3. And number 4 is discipline. Oh, it takes a disciplined man to know that, I am now a married man. I don't collect the numbers of ladies anyhow. He's a disciplined man. It takes a disciplined man to know that, now that I'm married, there are places I must not go to avoid temptation. Discipline. You have to discipline yourself as a married man. So it starts from relationship. Now that man that is your husband, is he disciplined? Who are his friends? How does he talk? If he talks to you, how do you feel? A disciplined man does not talk anyhow. Of course, it takes maturity to be disciplined. Oh yes, it takes maturity to be disciplined. That is why that man that is disciplined, he talks. He thinks before he talks. But when you are not matured, you would have finished talking before you start thinking. So it takes maturity to be disciplined. Oh yes. So these 2 things go almost together. And the last one is godliness. Oh yes. See, there is this man in the Bible that is called Joseph. Joseph said to Potiphar's wife, I cannot do this wickedness to my master because I fear God. Oh yes. A man that fears God is that man that will be conscious of what he does to his wife. A godly man does not lie anyhow. See, the worst man or woman you can get married to is that man or woman that does not have truth in the mouth. He will be in Lagos and he will tell you, I'm in Abuja. He will not have any appointment just because he has an appointment with a side chick. He will tell you, I have an appointment, I have a training, 3 days training in my office. Are you going to follow him there? So it takes godliness for you to live a life of peace in your marriage. It takes godliness for you to be able to manage your home. It's even a godly man that God can give wisdom. If you're not godly, you're not going to have wisdom. So godliness is an essential thing. These 5 things must be complete, my darling. They must be complete. Make them complete. When you see these things in a man, oh, you know that this is the love of your life. Please don't allow one to be absent. Love shouldn't be absent. Maturity shouldn't be absent. None of them should be absent. Completion shouldn't be absent. None should be absent. And this is where I come to the end of this. And I tell you, there are so many things you're going to be hearing from me. See, the Lord has blessed me with a lot of wisdom just for you because He knows that you're going to be coming on my way. So please follow my page, like my videos, and keep commenting. And I'm going to be coming up with different things that you're going to be liking here. Thank you as I come on your way next time. God bless you.